What happens when universal God consciousness? Someone has to ask the question. Apparently it's me. First, this is the final wooden puzzle toy. Yep. It has vexed me for a few days, but today it's going down for real. Okay. Some of what I'm about to say is my opinion, some is not. Some is stuff that I read from a book recently, some is not. Playing both sides here. And let's start with ego. Yeah. So, theoretically, ego can be tied to having this like body, this corporeal form. It can also be thought of as like personas, like the way your body mind exists in the world. Like for me, like thinking of myself as a creative person, like that's ego, that's persona. Like I see myself as a distinct way, or like the way I look or the way I talk, my personality. Yeah, let me step back. Like we know like the forms of ego where someone's like, oh, I'm so great, I donate so much to charity, I'm really attractive, and my life, my house, my car, I'm so great. Like we're familiar with like that kind of ego, that obvious like braggadocious, maybe narcissistic version of ego. There's like a broader conception of ego that's more around like just like seeing yourself any kind of way that's distinct from everything and everyone. So yeah, like I see myself as a man, ego, or like having good ideas, ego. It's all stuff that is kind of inherent to you being in this body, mind, in this lifetime. Okay, we're only gonna get more crazy from here, so that was part one. That's all to say. I talked about this in a previous video. There is for me like a loving witness that sits behind my eyes, is back there. Where like I'm the person who does stuff and says stuff and acts and behaves in the world. This like loving witness is just like back there and just observing. And hypothetically, or theoretically, this observer, this like witness, everyone has it, and this is like actually the same for everyone. So if you ever notice like, oh, you're taking in sensory information or you're doing an action, but also you're kind of just like watching this happen, like both and, like that watcher is not the ego. That's like a thing that's universal, supposedly. And that might be thought of as a God consciousness. Yeah, so going back to ego, like there's the ego of like, I'm so great, I'm a narcissist, whatever. There's also an ego the opposite way of like, oh, I can't possibly be like a God consciousness. I am a human. I just live my life, and God is like God, so on high and all that. To like have that distinction, maybe, could also be ego. To say like, oh, I'm just separate. I'm separate from God. I'm not God. And I'm referring to like that God consciousness, like that observer part, which again, maybe everyone has. Maybe it's all like the same thing. We're like 40% crazy here. What else? Okay, so yeah, the God consciousness part is like, here I am, I have this witness, I am this witness that is not the human being with the ego. There's a non-egoic part that's watching everything happen as it happens. That part is like a God consciousness. Yeah, and I'm like not separate. Like Jesus said one time, like if you know me, then you know the Father. Like if you know the human man, then you know God. They're not separate, maybe. And again, like this isn't for like a egoic, like it's very easy to interpret this as like, oh, I'm God, so I'm just like infallible, or I'm never gonna be held accountable for stuff, or I can never lie or sin or do bad things. No, that's all, like ego can do all that stuff. It does all the time. The God consciousness part would observe you doing sin or being a narcissist or doing whatever you do. Yeah. Okay. Have I explained God consciousness? I hope so. I'm moving on. So that awareness for an individual that there's this witness, observer part that is part of me, but a non-ego part. It's not tied to my body. Like it will persist after the body passes away. Because it's all like the same one awareness, just like split up into different body minds. Yeah, if one person like understands that and like it's like, yeah, that could be true, makes sense. One individual can experience that awareness at any time, and it could dip in and out of their awareness. Like I don't think about it 24/7. I also think about it more than never. What if at some point everyone, kind of around the same time, all 8 billion-ish people, what if we all become aware of this God consciousness that we each have? It's all like the same. What if we all become aware of our own like observer, witness, immortal thing that is not tied to the egoic body, mind with the personality and the preferences and all that stuff? If we all became aware that we all got some God consciousness in us behind our eyes, then what? What happens when universally we're conscious of our God part, our little loving witness behind us? That's all the same, split up into 8 billion corporeal bodies. Yeah, that's the video. For me, like I imagine like, oh yeah, war would probably just stop. Maybe more violence broadly. Like, yeah, why would I kill or harm this like part of me that's in you, that's the same God consciousness? Yeah. I don't know, like money could become funky. There was universal God consciousness. Like, why are we adding an extra step to just like giving and receiving what is all abundantly, infinitely available to us on earth? Yeah, it'd probably be just like a lot more love in general, like less prejudice and rigidity. Like people probably be more flexible and willing to like say cooperate with a stranger, or like give money and like or their assistance, like people less fortunate than them, because it's all like, oh, like that's me suffering on the side of the street or in the transit station. Let me help myself. Yeah. So I was just wondering, are you conscious of this thing? Do you have the thing? Like, do you notice, like you observe as you exist in the world? No? That's okay. You may not be ready for it yet, but your kids are gonna love it. All right, done with the talky part. It's time to take apart this puzzle for real. Here I go. See you on the other side. Yeah, like with the previous like cubic one, I gave a lot of time to. Like the options here seem really finite. Now I remember I can rotate pieces too. Ooh. No. No. Okay. Oh. Hmm. 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 I notice I don't I don't want to break a piece and have an asterisk tied to this puzzle toy. Hmm. Okay. It's not like impatience as much as like it'd be nice to reach completion with the last wooden puzzle toy today. But what if I don't? Okay, hang on. So there. It's like everything is traffic jammed with each other. Hmm. 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 Mm. Do do do. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I'm seeing an interesting like gap that's not being used in this piece. Hmm. It seems like, oh. Yeah, it's like somehow I want to say like a piece can rotate to make use of an empty space it has, to let another piece slide through. Hmm. Hmm. There's so much of a just general gap, but not enough to do anything with it. Unless we string together a series of gaps. Yeah, but how? Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe if like two pieces move in the same direction simultaneously, that can unlock a new movement for a third piece. Yeah, that could make sense. Wow, that's tricky. Let's see what that would look like. Both down. Hmm. Hmm. uh, I give up. Yeah, it could be fun to come back to this again. Yeah, this one's a stumper. Way to go, designers. I'm done for today. Yeah. This has been day 17 of vlogging every day in April. Thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you tomorrow.